Oh, you're a joke.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment of silence for our fallen soldiers of the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Thank you. Rest in peace to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rest in peace to the Buffalo Bills. Rest in peace to the New York Football Giants. And most importantly, fuck Dallas! Rest in hell.
Oh, God.
What's going on, y'all? It's another day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. Name the bubble. So got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up.
What's happening, y'all?
Fire intro. So yeah, we didn't have you on the pod last night.
Nope.
Or the other night. It was.
2 nights ago, I think.
Yeah. So what we'll do tonight, we'll quick touch again on the divisional round games, kind of get Kyle's thoughts and stuff. Very quickly, we'll talk about the NFL awards finalists that just dropped for MVP, Offensive Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Defensive Rookie of the Year, Comeback Player, Coach of the Year, Assistant Coach of the Year, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. And then also, most importantly, preview the conference championship matchups, 2 all-time classics for
Absolutely.
a trip to go to the Super Bowl. It's that time of the year. It's that time of the year.
Yeah, bro, it's exciting.
For sure. All right, what do you want to start with?
Let's start with the awards, dude. I haven't gotten a chance to look at these yet. So this is going to be a surprise. We're also going to give our predictions to see who wins. And you know what? Just for fun, is it 3 each?
So for MVP, there's 5. Offensive Player of the Year has 4.
Because I kind of want to go in.
The rest are 3.
Well, you'll tell me the award. I'll try to guess what the 5 are, and then we'll see who wins, and we'll break them down.
Okay, because I mean, I already know all the awards. I read them out, so.
Now I want to try to guess them.
You want to? All right, we'll do that. All right. What do you want to start with first?
Let's do the small ones first. Let's do coach, right. Then we'll go to comeback, rookies,
all right,
offensive, defensive, and then MVP.
Fair enough. All right, Coach of the Year. This one, some names that you'd expect to be on here.
How many?
3 names.
How many are there?
It's kind of a no-brainer. Like some of the guys on here that you kind of expect. There's also some severe snubs, though.
Okay. How many?
3.
3.
Although I saw that there were 5 named. There's an asterisk next to it. Yeah. NFL.com lists 5 finalists for Coach of the Year, but the Associated Press cites 3. But I know the other 2.
Okay. I'll do the 3.
All right.
Dayball?
Yep.
Pete Carroll?
No. Pete Carroll, bro? That is crazy.
9 and 8. With that team? All right.
I see the vision, but no, there's been better ones out there.
Okay. Dayball, Shanahan.
Yep.
Sirianni.
No.
No? That's a snub. I'll take one more. I'll take one more guess. One more guess. It's not going to be Staley. It's not going to be Andy Reid.
Do you want a hint?
Is it Mike McDaniel?
No.
All right. Who's the last guy?
Doug Peterson.
He was my next guess.
Yeah. So the 3 on Bleacher Report: Brian Daboll, Doug Peterson, Kyle Shanahan. NFL.com has Nick Sirianni and Sean McDermott as the other 2.
Yawn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts on that? You want to we'll stick with the top 3 because that's really from what it says what the 3 main finalists are.
I kind of went back and forth with this between Dayball and Shanahan. I kind of want to give it to Shanahan. Three
Yeah, it's
starting quarterbacks. When you win 11 straight to end the year with 2 different quarterbacks, one rookie, one that never hasn't played many snaps before, and Jimmy G was only there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's
That's impressive.
Yeah. That
You know,
just
I mean,
that just goes to show you the talent that they have around and the system he has in place offensively is just
yeah. And that's
second
no
to none.
discredit to Dayball and what he did with Daniel Jones and that team making it to the playoffs, the divisional round even.
Mhm.
And I think they'll probably give it to him. But if I'm picking mine, it's probably Shanahan.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
probably going to surprise you with my pick. If I was me, I'd pick Doug Peterson for coach of the year. I mean, you look how the Jags started the year. What were they? 2-6, 3-7, something
Mhm.
like that. Bottom basement of the NFL. We were looking at it like, oh, the usual Jags again. And Doug wins one. They start rolling. They rattle off a huge streak, win the AFC South, and then the Chargers come into town. They go down 27-0 at half, come back to win a playoff game and go into Arrowhead and hold your own against what many debate to be the best team in football. Definitely one of the best in the AFC. They only lost by 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I think his Doug Peterson's what he's been able to do in Jacksonville, kind of flipping the script on their culture and just springboarding Trevor Lawrence into top 10 quarterback discussion. I think that's worthy of coach of the year. Are they going to give it to him? Probably not.
Mhm.
And regarding the other 2, I think Nick Sirianni has to have consideration for coach of the year. I mean,
Yeah.
when he was hired, the Eagles were a 4-win team. He inherited a 4-win team. Started 2-6, got to the playoffs, ended 9-8. Took a 9-8 win team, with the help of Howie Roseman, of course, a 9-8 team to 14-3 and the 1 seed in the NFL or in the NFC, best record in the NFL. That's insane for your second year as the head coach.
Mhm.
That's insane.
I think my argument against Sirianni and having Shanahan over him would be the Eagles went on a run last year. You saw the potential. You saw the talent that they added.
Yeah.
Whereas in San Fran, they didn't really get any better. They were changing quarterbacks to a younger guy, and we pretty much said
they've always had that really good talent.
But we've also said twice this year that their season's done because they lost 2 quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that would be my argument over Sirianni. Sirianni absolutely deserves some love. I'd honestly put him there over Doug Peterson. But
yeah. I just think it's disrespectful to him to not have him in that conversation.
There should have been 4 finals.
Sean McDermott in there, bro. What? You might as well put fucking Mike McCarthy on that ballot, bro. They did the same damn thing.
Y'all know how I feel about Sean McDermott.
I know.
And the Bills.
Bro, it makes any like the legendary Duke Dennis says, "Boy, ain't no way, boy."
Yep. Mm-hmm. I mean, good season by the Bills, but that's what we expected them to do.
Yeah.
So, mm-hmm.
So yeah. So that's coach of the year.
So your pick would be Peterson, mine would be Shanahan. Dayball's probably going to win it.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. Let's do comeback player. 3.
How many? 3 finalists?
Mm-hmm.
Geno.
Yep.
Saquon.
Yep.
Brandon Graham's not on there.
Nope. And it pisses me off.
I'm
about to go off about that.
It's a bit of a snub. Mm-hmm.
That a bit is an understatement. Name the last guy, and then we'll go.
What's the position?
Running back.
Another running back.
Yep.
Give me a second. I really want to get this right. It's not Josh Jacobs, is it?
No.
Okay, because he had a rough couple.
Yeah,
seasons.
I know. Yeah, no, it's not Josh Jacobs.
One more guess.
Do 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 do.
J.K. Dobbins.
Nope. Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, you put Brandon Graham over Christian McCaffrey.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Brandon Graham just came off of an Achilles tear and put up the best season of his career. Double-digit sacks.
Yep.
That's the definition of comeback player of the year, if you're asking me. Completely unbiased to my Eagles fandom.
Now, do you think he should win it, or you just think he should get nominated? Because I think he should get nominated. I don't think he should win it.
It'd be between him and Saquon. I think in my opinion, Saquon should win the award just because of everything that he's gone through over the past few years. Finally get healthy and put up the season that he had. Major production under Brian Daboll. Big success. I mean, we even saw in the playoff game, they didn't really use him that much, but when he was used, he was very explosive and very fresh. But he should be over Christian McCaffrey and Geno Smith. What did Geno Smith come back from?
Purgatory.
Riding the bench since he got drafted? Bro, come on. What are we talking about?
I definitely think Brandon Graham should be over there for Christian McCaffrey. But again, I'll do my argument. Why not? Brandon Graham was a big impact player for the Eagles, and he had a great season. I think there's an argument to be made that he got a lot of help for being on that defensive line with a bunch of other players. And Brandon Graham wasn't a starter this year, right?
He was not.
That's another thing, too, I think. Incredible year. Shouldn't take anything from him. He should definitely be a nominee, but I see the argument.
Yeah, but again, you look at the production. That's more than what guys starting in the league put up.
I agree.
And considering that he tore his Achilles last year, week 1, and that's like career ending. That's a career ending injury. For him to come off that and have the type of season that he had at 34 is just wild. Absolutely wild. And he should get consideration for that. So that's a huge snub for me. Christian McCaffrey, meh. I guess I see it because he's also been in the same boat Saquon has, but the Geno Smith one. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
What did he come back from?
I do think Geno should be on there. For me, he's 2. For me, he's 2.
What is he coming back from? That's the thing. He got thrusted into the starting lineup because
they weren't going to specify.
They didn't want Drew Lock. They didn't believe in Drew Lock to be the quarterback. So they put him in there, and he okay, career journeyman backup, written off as a bust, and comes to Seattle and puts up a really good year. I get the Pro Bowl nomination. That okay, I got you there. But for comeback player of the year, what is he coming back from? He just arrived. He's a late bloomer.
My thing is number one, most of the time, comeback player is considered to be for injured players.
Yeah.
But it's not specified. And we've never really seen this like Geno, other than maybe Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
But Geno Smith never got to the peak that Kurt Warner got with the Rams when he came back with the Cardinals later on and played well. You know what I'm saying? Like, Geno is coming back from everything you said, from being a bust, from being a journeyman, from being written off, and he exploded. So I think it's fair for him to be on there, even though it's not an injury.
I'm just looking up something right here. NFL AP Comeback Player of the Year voting. Top 5. Tom Brady, Cadillac Williams, Vince Young, Cedric Benson, Brett Favre, Anthony Hargrove. No sign of Kurt Warner on here. And that was the year that they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Steelers. No sign of Kurt Warner there.
Yeah, so, but I mean, like,
I don't know.
I just mean like the comeback from being completely written off, like he was post Rams.
I see the vision, but again, I don't know. I'm gonna agree to disagree on that one.
That's fine.
Brandon Graham. If it was me, Brandon Graham should be over Geno.
Or I think he should be
or
over
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either one.
And
take your pick.
Who's your winner?
Saquon.
Agreed. I'm more for Geno than you are for the award, but I think
that's a surprise too, because you're an anti-Geno guy.
I'm not an anti-Geno guy.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, bro.
He sucks.
Listen, whoever the viewers that have been with us on this program for the entire year have listened to my co-host over here absolutely morally degrade Geno Smith for his play on the football field this year. And you know it's true, bro.
Yeah, it is. But no, I think if the Seahawks made the playoffs and the Giants didn't, I'd pick Smith. I think it's that close between the two, but Saquon made it to the playoffs. Close,
but
I do, but agree to disagree.
It'd be absolutely criminal if he wins it though off of that, because
Saquon
with all the injuries and stuff, and he was pretty much written off for that too. To come out with a year like this,
and he was only running behind one good offensive lineman, mind you, an all-pro offensive lineman, but just one.
Yeah, just one. All right, that's fair. Next one on the list, assistant coach of the year.
I couldn't name one assistant coach.
All right, I'll name them for you. Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator for the Lions.
Oh, they're coordinators. Oh, coordinators.
Yep.
Okay.
Assistant coaches.
How many?
3. Well, I already gave you 1, so 2 more.
Yeah, who was that again?
3. Name them.
I don't know names too well, but I'm just gonna say
you're gonna name this coordinator from this team.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
San Fran's defensive coordinator.
Yep, DeMeco Ryans defensive
DeMeco Ryans, that's his name. I didn't know if it was DeMarco or DeMeco.
DeMeco Ryans. Yep, he's on there.
Eric Bieniemy?
Nope.
That's surprising. That's a little bit of a snub to me.
Yeah, 2 more.
Minnesota's offensive coordinator?
Nope. Wrong. You're warm though, in the same division.
Yeah, the Lions. Offensive
which
coordinator. One? Offensive coordinator.
Yeah, Ben Johnson,
Ben Johnson. Is the last guy offensive or defensive?
Why would I tell you that, bro?
Just because there's still 32 teams.
Offense.
It's the Eagles?
My guy, Shane Steichen. Getting his flowers. So yeah, are the 3 candidates for assistant coach of the year: Ben Johnson, Detroit's offensive coordinator; DeMeco Ryans, defensive coordinator for the Niners; and Shane Steichen, offensive coordinator for the Eagles. Do you want me to go first?
No, I'll go first because I'll let you agree with me. I think the Eagles offensive coordinator should get it.
Yeah, I think
it's close. I feel like those are the 3 right guys to be on there.
Yeah.
Other than Bieniemy, I feel like over the Detroit guy, mainly because of all the talent that they lost.
Yeah, but do you think of the lack of talent that Detroit has? You know what I mean?
True.
I mean, not that they don't have talent, but they're young, unproven, and to do work like that. Kudos. Shout at Ben Johnson.
Yep.
Bob Johnson. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a coin flip between Steichen and DeMeco Ryans, just because you've seen how good the Niners defense has played this year, but you've also seen how well the Eagles offense has played this year. And Shane Steichen's the one calling the plays. Him and Sirianni are making the game plans, but it's really him who is the architect behind the zone read RPO concepts. when the season turned for the Eagles, they changed their philosophy. Nick Sirianni said he called the plays like the first 6-7 weeks, whatever, 8 weeks. The second half of the year, it was Shane Steichen calling the plays. And you saw a hell of a difference in how the Eagles played, how the game plans were executed and prepared. So give it to the Eagles guy. Give it to Shane. He's been putting in that work all year. The one thing that does concern me though is when Jalen Hurts was out, they had a lack of switching the system up to kind of tailor Gardner Minshew's strengths. But I guess at the same time, that's like he's not in the system at all to be in the best position to succeed. Like zone read RPO, Gardner Minshew is not that.
No.
So it is what it is, but yeah, give it to Shane. Fuck it.
I think my argument for DeMeco Ryans would be he made that defense without the help of a defensive head coach.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this too. When does the voting finalize? Pro Bowl weekend? Typically?
Let me take a look. I'm not sure. 2 weeks away. I don't know.
Because I'm telling you right now, if the voting's not done yet, if the Eagles dominate the Niners defense this weekend, Steichen should win it. If the Niners shut down the Eagles, DeMeco should win it.
Yeah, I think
if the voting's not done
these were taken. I think these were taken at the end of the regular season, though. Because that was the same thing, the same conversation that was had over on Lord Brunson's channel. Shout out LB.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about MVP and that, whether, or was it him? I forgot. I think it was him. Whether like regarding Patrick Mahomes, if he plays good or not this week, if it has any bearing on Jalen Hurts' case for MVP, and he was like, no, because it's all tailored to the regular season. So
yeah,
whatever they did in the regular season, I would assume that's where.
Yeah.
Where
then I'd probably give it to Steichen slightly.
Yeah, I think it's a coin flip, but yeah.
Both these guys will probably be head coaches next year.
Agreed. I hope Steichen's not. I want him to stay, but he's so freaking good. Yeah. And he talks like a head coach in his press conferences too. He is like really, really good.
Yep.
All right.
Next.
All right, next list here. We'll just do the rookies. Offensive Rookie of the Year. There's 3.
Kenneth Walker.
Yep.
Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
Brock Purdy.
Yep. You hit them all on the head. Yep. Brock Purdy, Kenneth Walker, Garrett Wilson, all candidates, the final candidates for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
Go ahead. You can take the floor.
It's torn for me because if it was me, I would give it to Kenneth Walker just because, Travis Homer, you come into the season, he's your listed starter, gets hurt, and it's like, all right, what now?
Yep.
So Kenneth Walker comes in, you wouldn't expect anything. And literally, overall, with the Seahawks, didn't really expect anything. And he came out and showed you that he's a pillar to the offense for years to come. I mean, he had some really, really good games.
Yep.
I don't think Garrett Wilson's going to get it just because he's on the Jets. The AP, the Associated Press does not like, for some reason, they don't like the Jets and they don't like the Eagles. That don't make any sense why. I think they'll probably give it to Brock Purdy, which I fully disagree with.
Me too.
I get it. I get it. He's lighting up the league, but he hasn't played an entire season.
He played 5 games.
Yeah, he should not be qualified for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, Jahan Dotson, Chris Olave are way more qualified to be Offensive Rookie of the Year over Brock Purdy. And I mean, like I said, I get it. You know, you're with a top 2 team in the NFC. You know, you haven't missed a beat, and you're doing your job very well. But again, you haven't been putting a whole season's worth of work in like these other guys. So I don't agree with that. So yeah, for me, it's Kenneth Walker.
I respect it. I'm going to try to explain this without any bias whatsoever.
I get it.
I think it should be Garrett Wilson for a couple of reasons. One, he played 2 more games. I think that's big. The Seahawks had a top 10 rated offensive line this year, so I think Kenneth Walker got some help there. But at the same time, he's also not even top 20 in running backs in average yards per carry with at least 150 attempts. Touchdowns, not top 15 in rushing touchdowns, and he's the bell cow back there. It's not like he's getting 15 and Homer's getting
Homer
10.
was hurt for the year, so he wasn't even in there.
That's another concern for me. And let me just look at Garrett Wilson here. And here's my other thing too. I also think even though Breece Hall wasn't around for a long time, I feel like he was head and shoulders the best rookie running back this year. I don't know if you agree.
For sure. Yeah, I think what? Listen, if Brock Purdy's in the conversation for Offensive Rookie of the Year, you put Breece Hall in there too.
Yes, because I think if you look
he would have probably been run away if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, if you look at like statistics per game that they've played, he blows him out of the water.
Yeah,
he averaged like 8 yards a carry this year.
That's
over a span of like 6 games, so that's a pretty good sample size.
Yeah.
Would it have come down to like probably 6.5? Yeah. Still leads the NFL. So that's my other thing too. I don't think Kenneth Walker was even the best running back rookie this year. But yeah, you look at Garrett Wilson, top 15 in receiving, and I think the receiving numbers, it's a lot harder to reach that caliber than it is running backs because there's a lot more receivers in the NFL than there are running backs.
Yeah.
He's top 10 in touchdowns. He leads the NFL. Actually, second in yards per reception. And again, he played all 17 games. And I think you look at the quarterback play. He's had 4 different guys throwing passes this year.
Yeah.
And he's been consistent all year. It's not like he's had any bad games. He's been consistently 8 catches, 88 yards all year.
Yeah.
And there's been games where Kenneth Walker's been bad.
That is true. Yeah.
He's had some bad games. So that would be my argument.
I respect it.
All things considered. Will I be upset if he doesn't win it? Probably not, because Kenneth Walker did have a really good year. But I feel like a lot of people recency bias are forgetting what Breece Hall did, and Breece Hall was the best rookie running back this year. Arguably, through the time that he was playing, he was the best running back in football. The way he was playing.
Yeah.
Remember, Derrick Henry in the beginning of the year was bad. Christian McCaffrey wasn't doing shit in the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Saquon was.
Yeah, but he wasn't. You know what I want to look at? Let's look at what Breece Hall was on track to do.
On pace. I just think either, like, I'm okay with Kenneth Walker or Garrett Wilson winning.
Yep.
I'm not okay with Brock Purdy winning, just because it's like, all right.
Yep.
He played not even like half the year.
Nah.
You got to look at some of these other guys that didn't finish or didn't start the beginning of the year. I think that would set a bad precedent, but that's just me.
Breece Hall averaged 5 more yards a game that Kenneth Walker, if he played 17 games, if my math is correct, he would have been 5th in rushing this year. And he would have been 2nd or 3rd in the NFL in touchdowns behind Jamal Williams.
That's crazy. But I'm sure he would have ran into a wall at some point as well. I mean, all rookies do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the output was there.
Yeah, so that's what he was on pace to do. And we don't get that very often. I think the last running back rookie to be top 5 in rushing was Doug Martin with the Bucks.
Doug Martin, Shat App. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, that was pretty good, huh?
That was good. I like
that.
Right
off the top. Come on, good round of applause for that one, everybody. Pulled that out of my ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
No, you get my point. So I think that's why it should go to Garrett Wilson, because he was, I think, head and shoulders the best receiver.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Whereas,
he was the best, by far the best rookie receiver this year. Either one of them I wouldn't be mad with, but Brock Purdy wins, it's going to set a bad precedent for that.
Yes.
And it's just a strictly media bias.
If he would have played 10 and went 9-1, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but that did not happen.
No, he didn't play half the games.
No. All right. Defensive rookie of the year. There are 3.
Sauce.
Yep.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yep.
Tariq Woolen.
Correct. Again.
Let's go.
On the dot. 6 for 6 on the rookies. So yeah. Sauce Gardner, cornerback for the Jets. Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end for the Lions. And Tariq Woolen, standout corner for the Seahawks. You go first. I'll let you go first.
I don't think this one's up for debate. Do you?
I'd like to believe not, but I think the media is going to have a case for Aiden Hutchinson, but I think it's Sauce.
I think it's head and shoulders Sauce.
Yeah, I think it's going to be between him and Aiden Hutchinson, but I would definitely give it to Sauce. I mean, Pro Bowl in his rookie year.
All Pro first team.
Yeah. That has not been
hasn't
done
happened in 43 years. This is why it shouldn't be a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, well, when you say it like that, yeah, it should not be a debate.
No.
Top 5
Aiden
corner
Hutchinson
in his rookie year.
Yep. Aiden Hutchinson played the 3rd most snaps out of pass rushers this year. He had 9.5 sacks, which is like 30th. No forced fumbles, only 34 solo tackles.
Yeah.
He had 3 picks, which is nice, but I don't feel like people really care about picks when you're a defensive end.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's a nice little
I think
but...
I've only, in watching Eagles football, I think I've only seen an interception from a defensive end once, and that was Josh Sweat on Christmas Eve. That pick 6.
So Aiden Hutchinson had an okay season.
He had a good rookie year.
Yeah, he had a good rookie year. Sauce Gardner had arguably one of the best cornerback seasons of all time. Like
as a rookie.
Like, what are we talking about?
That's insane. Yeah, there's no debate here.
No.
Should be
Sauce.
Sauce
had 20 pass breakups. That's the most in, I think, 15 years.
I have no clue.
I'm pretty sure it is. If I'm remembering the stats I looked at the very end of the regular season, it's either like 10 or 15 years. Most pass breakups. He gave up 30 yards in man coverage this year.
That's wild. He's a rookie.
I know. And look at our schedule. Browns, Amari Cooper. Bengals, Jamar. Steelers, Dante Johnson. Dolphins, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Shut down.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. Stephon Diggs twice. Cortland Sutton or Jerry Jeudy. Justin Jefferson, dude. Amon-Ra St. Brown. DK and Tyler Lockett. 33 yards in fucking man coverage. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And we've got, I think Marcus May is an underrated safety in this league, a free safety.
Yeah.
Incredible year last year. Jordan Whitehead's okay. It's not like he's got great over the top help.
Yeah.
He's just shutting it's, dare I say,
a lock.
Sauce Island.
Listen,
let
you
me tell you
said
something.
it. Listen, you're the
Let me tell
Jets
you
fan.
something.
You said it.
Let me tell you something, okay? The juice is temporary. The juice is temporary, okay?
Don't do
You know what I
this.
mean? Your homie pulls up with a brand new car. It's a Ferrari. You say you got the juice, right? It's temporary. It ain't gonna last forever. But the sauce is forever.
The Sauce Gardner is forever.
The sauce is forever.
Okay.
There's been a lot of really good defensive players. He's got to be top 10 in defensive player of the year voting.
Yeah.
He had the best corner season by far this year.
For a rookie in like history.
I think at maybe a top 5 season for a corner this year.
Yeah.
Out of any corner.
Yeah. And there's some pretty good ones.
There's some damn good ones.
Some of my guys had some stellar seasons like that. James Bradbury.
Least passer rating giving up. Least man coverage yardage giving up. Only one touchdown. And that was his man coverage stats. I remember 2 catches, 33 yards, 1 tud.
That's tough. Al Bundy stat line.
There really isn't an argument for defensive rookie of the year.
Facts.
There shouldn't be. Because Aiden Hutchinson had a hell of a year, but it's not like it was an iconic year.
Yeah.
Sauce is in conversations for the best corner in football right now.
That's facts. So yeah, give it the sauce.
The sauce is forever.
Sauce is forever. No need to discuss it no more.
If 2 Jets win it this year, we'll rejoice. Okay?
Hey, you won something, right?
We got something done, okay? We fucking hit a draft. Finally.
Yeah. Shout out. All right, next category. Go to Defensive Player of the Year. There's 3 on this list.
Nick Bosa.
Yep.
Micah Parsons.
Yep.
Myles Garrett.
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Hassan Reddick.
Nope.
What?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I went in order of like who I think's had the best year.
That's what I'm saying. 16 sacks is not to get any consideration.
Is this a pass rusher?
No.
Okay. So he's not a lineman.
He is.
Oh, he is a lineman. So he's
not a pass rusher, but
so he's probably a D tackle.
Yep.
Is that Aaron Donald?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say that would piss me off.
No, bro, it's not Aaron Donald.
That pissed me off a little bit if it was. Chris Jones.
Yep, Chris Jones.
I respect that a little bit.
I don't. Hassan Reddick should be on that list.
I agree. Mm-hmm. Wait, have we seen what Chris Jones has done this year? Do we know? Or are we just saying he shouldn't be because? Oh. Okay. Now it's a real okay, to me this is toss-up. This is a toss-up between Hassan and Chris Jones.
15 and a half sacks,
2 forced fumbles,
tackles.
2 forced fumbles, 4 pass deflections as a DT.
Yeah.
That's an Aaron Donald type season.
Yeah. Okay.
I respect it. I still think Hassan should get a little bit more love. Yeah, it should be 4 finalists, really.
1 more sack. Yeah, he should be on there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, huge snub right there. No Hassan Reddick.
Yeah.
It's cool. Listen, as Eagles, we're not worried about these individual awards, bro. We're worried about the one that matters the most at the end of the season, the Vince Lombardi trophy. That's how it's always been, bro. We don't cry over spilt milk over here. We say it's a snub. We keep it moving. Bulletin board material.
Mm-hmm.
But back to this list here. Who
do you think
I think it's going to probably be Nick Bosa.
I feel like that's the. I feel like this. I think that's a lock, personally.
Yeah.
18 and a half
I
sacks,
think
51
Micah
tackles.
Parsons has a good case,
Yeah.
but
I do think he fell off at the end of the year.
yeah, he did.
Like sacks wise. His pressure rate was still high, but you know how a lot of these voters are. They're not looking at that. They're looking at the number.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the high Micah Parsons had the highest pressure rate percentage by far in the NFL. So I think he should be getting. I think it should be closer than what people are considering it. But Nick Bosa should win the award.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. And I don't feel like there's too much to say about it. He's on, best player on the best defensive team.
I agree.
What?
Hold on, wait. Making a joke.
You're making a joke?
Yeah, I'm making a joke. You'll see.
We'll say some shit.
There's some
Dumb shit.
Listen, this is Nick Bosa winning the award. Can you? Oh wait, you can't hear.
Is it gonna? Are you about to do a clip where it's Nick Bosa's head on Shannon Sharp's Hall of Fame speech?
That's how a white man runs a football.
Oh no. That's Christian McCaffrey. That's what he's gonna be saying to the Eagles defensive line.
Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Get the
That's
fuck out of
funny.
here.
But no, back to this. It should be Nick Bosa, 100%.
Yeah.
He's going to do his acceptance speech like Shannon Sharp did in his Hall of Fame speech. Say nothing about himself except for his brother.
Yeah.
Gotta love Unc Sharp.
Yeah.
Yep. But no, hell of a season for Nick Bosa. And I'm pretty sure he missed a couple games too. Am I wrong?
I have no clue.
Yeah, he actually. Yeah, he missed one game.
Oh,
With
okay.
18 and a half sacks.
It's pretty good.
Played one more game, could have got that 20.
Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But yeah.
Moving on. Offensive Player of the Year. There's 4.
Mahomes.
Yep.
Jalen.
Yep.
Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill.
Correct. Nailed them all, bro. Nailed all 4.
I'm on a roll.
All right. What you got? This is tough. It's tough. It is tough. I think Tyreek Hill is like happy to be on this list. I don't think he wins it.
No.
Other than that, it's tough.
If it's me, let me see this. Let me go. I just want to back up my opinion here. Damn, I think this is starting to become a non-quarterback award. So I'm going to keep Jalen and Pat out of it. I think Jalen deserves it out of everybody.
Yeah.
I think they're going to give it to Justin Jefferson.
I agree. I think if it was me picking, I'd pick Jalen Hurts hands down.
Yeah.
But the media is probably going to pick Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like I said.
100 more yards than Tyreek, 10 more catches, 1 more tud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All for what? 40 yards in the playoffs?
Yeah. Yeah. But
it's cool. Ain't no problem.
I think Justin Jefferson does deserve it if it's not going to be a quarterback thing, which it probably won't.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, you look at the year Jalen Hurts has had, throwing, running the ball, absolutely sensational. 22 passing touchdowns, and I think like 13 rushing touchdowns, something like that. Over just about 35 total touchdowns. He ran for about 800, threw for I want to say 3,400 passing yards. He was dynamic. He's the best dual threat quarterback in the league. Took a huge step, and he is the reason why the Eagles offense is as potent as it is. You know, I mean, what do you have to worry about when You're playing the Eagles. The run pass option. Jalen handing it off to Miles Sanders. Okay, you got to worry about that. You got to worry about whether he's going to hand it off to Miles Sanders or keep it. And he keeps it, gets a couple. You got to play honest, and you can get the run game going that way because the ends and linebackers all have to kind of wait a second to see. All right, did he hand it off? Did he keep it? Whatever. And then that opens up the pass game. When they're worried about the run, it just amazing. And again, shout out to Shane Steichen for really putting that system together, and Jalen for being so talented, for being the system.
Yep.
But yeah, media's probably going to give it to Justin Jefferson, and that's cool.
Yeah.
That's what Justin Jefferson's worried about. I know Jalen Hurts ain't tripping over losing the MVP, the regular season MVP and offensive player of the year. He don't give a crap.
I think the only thing that would have given Tyreek Hill a chance is if he ran the ball like he's done in some years. This year, only 32 yards and a tud. If he would have had a rushing year like he did in 2020, 13 attempts, 123 yards, 2 tuds, maybe.
Yeah.
But no, he just didn't do enough. Great season. And I think he's the right fourth person to have on there. But
no, I agree.
Unless you know what? No. You know who got snubbed from this list?
Who?
Josh Jacobs.
That's fair.
Josh Jacobs got snubbed from this list.
That's fair. He did.
I want to look at his stats real quick. 1,600 yards, 4.9 a carry.
Yeah, he was.
12
he was the leading rusher in the league, wasn't he?
By a lot.
Yeah.
By a lot. 1,650 on the ground, 12 tuds. He had 53 receptions for 400 yards too.
That's wild.
That's a snub to me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Speaking of running backs, I mean, shout out Miles Sanders for being top 5 in rushing.
Facts.
After kind of going through some injury concerns, so 2020, 2021, contract year showed out, top 5 in rushing. Did his thing. Yeah. All right.
I mean, that Josh Jacobs is kind of similar to like first place like Justin Jefferson is. He's over 100 yards rushing than the next guy. He's got less carries than the next guy, and he's got more tuds than the next guy, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think he should have been the fourth on that list.
That's a snub. I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree. But when you look at these awards, it's merely like the Pro Bowl, a popularity contest.
Yeah.
So whatever's the most popular is going to prevail. I think Josh Jacobs is very deserving, but what do the media look at? Tyreek Hill is the big name. Justin Jefferson, the big name. Mahomes and Hurts is emerging as a big name now too. Josh Jacobs is not as big of a name as those guys, and that really kind of factors into these awards. You know what I mean? Like when you look at the offensive rookie of the year, like I think Jahan Dotson should be on there before Brock Purdy, but he's emerged as a huge name that the media loves.
Yeah. That I agree, but I don't.
That nature.
I don't feel like it. I don't feel like that's true in this case, because I mean we've seen fucking Matt Ryan win a fucking MVP. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the Falcons were in the Super Bowl that year.
It's a regular season award.
Yeah, that's true.
Voted on beforehand.
That's true.
But, I mean, if they're making the argument, it's because Josh Jacobs' team didn't play well. I get it. But he also was running behind an awful offensive line. And he did that.
So it should cancel out. Yeah. That's cool, though.
And Tyreek Hill is the system in Miami. So I get it. Yeah. I guess I get it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. MVP. There are 5 names.
Mahomes.
Yep.
Hurts.
Yep.
Jay Jettis.
Yep.
Is Tyreek Hill on there?
No.
Okay, so they swapped him for someone. Tell me it's Josh Allen.
Yep.
Please tell me they're giving Burrow love.
Yep. That's it. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jalen, and Justin Jefferson are your 5 candidates for most valuable player. This is the one right here.
Yep.
You want me to go first? Or you
Yeah.
wanna go first?
You can
All
go
right, I got
first. You can tell me who you want to win, and then at the end, tell me who you know is going to win.
Got you.
All right.
So I think Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Justin Jefferson are all like happy to be there. They're not winning it. I think Justin Jefferson should probably finish 3rd in MVP voting. Just
No,
no,
I disagree. I think it should be Burrow.
or Burrow, Justin
Then
Jefferson,
JJ
whatever.
this. Mhm.
I think me personally, like we've been saying all year, it's between Mahomes, it's between Jalen Hurts. I want to see Jalen Hurts win it so bad. I mean, you look at what he's meant to the Eagles this year. Number 1 seed, best record in football. He missed 2 games, but when he missed those 2 games, the impact was felt tremendously with him not being out there. Gardner Minshew, it looked like the team night and day. I think when you think of most valuable player, who on this list is the most valuable to their team, and who has proven that this year? I mean, sure, Patrick Mahomes is he's the most valuable player on the Chiefs by far, by a mile. He didn't get hurt, and kind of run the course to see, okay, can Chad Henne hold the fort down, run the system while he's out, or is it all going to fall apart? We saw that with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. He missed 2 games, and it all started to kind of fall apart with Gardner Minshew.
Mhm.
And also kind of the coach's lack of accommodating the system to Minshew's strengths. But, I mean, that's really my case for Jalen Hurts. I mean, he missed those 2 games. You saw the impact that it had when he was out, and then when he came back, it was back like they never left. You know what I mean? He's got MVP like stats. Sure, the passing touchdowns aren't what it is, but when you factor the running touchdowns into it, it's about the same as Mahomes.
I'll fact check that for you.
I think it's like 38 to 35. Mahomes has a little bit more. But yeah, I think Jalen Hurts should win the MVP. I think they're probably going to give it to Patrick Mahomes just because Jalen Hurts missed 2 games, but I think it's very, very unfair for you to judge based on just missing 2 games. I think it plays into context for this award. Sure, he missed 2 games, but look at the games that he missed and what the team looked like. You know what I mean?
It's 41 to 35.
41 30. Okay. But still, you know what I mean?
Actually. Give me a second.
But yeah, I think Jalen Hurts should win it. I want him to win it
Oh,
because he deserves it.
it's
but
45 to 35.
I still think Jalen Hurts deserves it, bro. They're probably going to give it to Patrick Mahomes just because of the stats that he put up this year. With the cast that he has around him, it's a lack of absolute firepower he has around him. I mean, he has Travis Kelce, but he's throwing to Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. He's got like B-list receivers around him. Jalen Hurts has A-list receivers around him. So in that sense, I see the Patrick Mahomes case, and that's probably what's going to happen here. But I think Jalen Hurts is the most valuable player to his team in the entire league. And it was on full display against the Cowboys, against the Saints. Yeah.
I guess my counter argument to that, mine's Mahomes.
Yeah, I know. I want Jalen Hurts to win, but it's probably going to be Mahomes.
Yeah. My argument to it is it's not just the numbers like yards and touchdowns that are better passer rating, better QBR, better completion percentage, everything is better. And like even with Jalen Hurts' rushing, it's still like 1,000 yards more. So there's that. And then, yeah, we did get to see what the Eagles looked like without him. But I don't feel like that should necessarily be used as an argument for him because
Why not? It should be.
Well,
because you look at it like, all right,
it shouldn't
the
because
most valuable player has the most impact to their team success. When Jalen Hurts missed 2 games and they put Gardner Minshew in, what happened?
they
were in
went
a
toe to toe with
domestic dispute
Dallas.
With
They
Dallas,
went toe to toe with Dallas. This is a damn good football team.
After Dallas dropped to Jacksonville and was in domestic disputes with Dougie Davis Mills and the Houston Texans, and some other bottom feeder team.
You're letting your Dallas bias slip, or your Eagles bias slip.
I'm just saying.
Dallas is a really good football team.
I'm just saying, bro. And then the next week, flat off of the loss, they took a huge, disgusting L to the New Orleans Saints. And it was like, all right, listen, if they don't get this one next week, they're not going to have the 1 seed. So what happens? Jalen Hurts comes back. He plays. He's healthy enough to go, and they get the win. And then, he comes back, gets even healthier in the playoffs, and now they're back to their form. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, but my whole thing is, though, it's not a surprise to me that shit was starting to fall apart because it's Gardner Minshew. That doesn't give me that shouldn't really give credit to Jalen. That should give shit to Gardner Minshew because he's got all that talent around him and he couldn't do shit.
Yeah,
that's my whole thing. And I don't want to get into the whole ifs, buts, and maybes thing. But if Patrick Mahomes wasn't on that team, they're not competitive. They've got a bad defense. They've got, Chase Daniel in the playoffs had a great.
Chad Henne.
Yeah, what did I say? Chase Daniel? He used to be there.
Chase Daniel's on the Chargers, I think.
He used to be their backup, right?
Yeah.
Chase Daniel? Yeah.
Chase Daniel used to be their backup. He was also a former Eagle backup. That's why I know who Chase Daniel is.
Yeah.
He's on the Chargers, though.
Yeah. Chad Henne had a great drive. He's not sustaining that over a game. With that receiving core, the Chiefs probably look just as bad than what the Eagles look like with Gardner Minshew. So I'm not going to sit here and use that with something for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
It would have been better.
It's just you saw it, though.
Yeah, and I get that. But my whole thing is, though, he would have a better argument if he played those games.
If he played through it?
If he was in those games. Yeah. Not that if he played through it, just that he wasn't injured. He'd have a better case.
He would have a better argument.
More touchdowns.
Not that he would have a better argument, but statistically, he'd have a better argument.
Yeah.
But when you look at the context of the games, look at Chris Sims. Let me call out Clown real quick. Clown Chris Sims.
They go hand in hand, though. Stats and eye test and the game context matters. They both matter.
Yeah.
It would have been better if he added, say, 500 passing yards in those 2 games and 6 total touchdowns than him just not being there and saying, well, he's valuable because they stink without him. Of course, these teams are going to stink without their starting quarterback, their best, one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. Of course, that's not a surprise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The only team that could do it without their quarterback is fucking San Fran. But we think Brock Purdy's a guy. So
yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
That theory will get put to the test on Sunday, but we'll get into that here in a little bit.
I still think he's a guy if he struggles against them. He is a rookie. He's going to get better. He's going to get
a guy. Okay.
The guy for them, yeah. He's better than the 2 other guys they have.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, as far as MVP goes, yeah, I think Jalen should win it. It's probably going to be Mahomes, and you think it's going to be Mahomes.
I think it should be Mahomes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
if Mahomes would have done something like 4,400 passing yards and 35 touchdowns, sure, give it to Jalen. But it's just it was pure dominance with a receiving core that's basically the Packers plus Travis Kelce. So like,
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we move on to the games? Share my screen again.
Yep. Good
All right.
chats there. I felt like we had some good points for everything.
What?
Those are some good chats. I feel like we had good points towards everything.
Yeah. I agree.
Let's look at these.
All right. Do you want to give your quick thoughts on last week's games, or you just want to hop into the?
I'll do my quick thoughts.
right.
Jags Chiefs. Exactly what was supposed to happen happened. It was a closer game because Trevor Lawrence is better than people are giving him credit for. Doug Peterson's a better coach than he's getting credit for. And they don't have a great defense, so I'm not surprised it was as close as it was. It was like 1 point off of what the spread was. Jacksonville covered by like 1 point, so it's not like this is basically what Vegas was expecting to happen. It sucks. Patrick Mahomes is hurt. I don't really think it's going to matter. They say he's like progressively getting healthy fast.
Yeah.
And he's not going to sit. If he came back in the second half for that game, he's not going to sit the fucking next game. So
yeah, I agree.
So, but yeah, incredible game there. Good run for the Jaguars. You know what I mean? They deserve all the credit in the world, but they just ran up against the most talented quarterback of all time. So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right. Giants, Eagles. Eagles showed why they're a contender. They beat another playoff team. Mind you, the Giants, but I've been saying all year that the Giants are a playoff team and they need to be taken seriously. So they beat the shit out of a good playoff team.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
I don't think we really saw that score though.
No.
I don't think we saw that score coming.
No, I think the
Wasn't
Giants
surprised.
players. I think
And
the Giants.
Let me just throw this in there. How fitting. Listen, January 21st should be a national holiday.
Oh
should
my
be
God.
National 38-7 Day. Listen, 5 years prior, January 1st, 2018.
This is okay.
The Minnesota Vikings come into town. Eagles steamroll them 38-7. 5 years later, same day, 2023, Giants come into town. Eagles steamroll them again 38-7. It should be a national holiday. Every time the Eagles play on January 21st, that's what's going to be the score.
Listen, I love you, but this is why I hate you. This should not be exciting. You should be sitting there saying, "Job not finished." No. I'm tired of it. Every time the Eagles do something good, it's holy crap. The best thing since sliced bread. Win a fucking Super Bowl, then talk to me.
We're gonna.
All right.
I'll talk to you in like 3 weeks, bro.
Respect.
3 weeks.
The Eagles did exactly what they were supposed to do and more. I feel like the Giants completely gave up halfway through the game.
They did.
You could see it on the field.
The first quarter.
Yeah, you could see it on the field. They just weren't.
After they went up 21-0, it was it.
Yeah.
It was a rapsy scapsies.
Yeah, which is not a good way to end your season.
No. They listen. The Giants were talking about walk in your trap, take over your trap, and they got steamrolled 38-7. Don't talk shit again. You're not coming into this trap and taking it over. It's just not gonna happen. The atmosphere was electric. The team was ready to go. Did exactly what they were supposed to do. And now they're gonna go on next week and they're gonna do the exact same thing. Gonna be ready to go and they're gonna get the job done. But like Kobe says, and Jalen, job not finished. Job finished? I don't think so. I'm glad you brought that up because Jalen literally said that in this press conference. Somebody asked him, have you had time to kind of reflect on your journey? And he said, I'm not doing that because I ain't done yet.
I'm just saying this now, and then we'll move on. Don't start acting like the Cowboys fans.
Bro,
You're
That would
starting to
never
act like
happen,
them.
bro.
You're starting to act like them.
That would never happen, bro.
Bro, you're starting to act like
That would
them.
never happen, bro.
Bro.
They don't see the success that I do.
But you're starting
That'll
to
never
act like a
happen.
Dallas fan. You're getting excited. I mean, yeah, it's exciting that you won a divisional playoff game.
Yeah.
It's great.
Why not show that you're excited?
It's great.
I'm well aware that there's bigger
Win a
fish
Super
to
Bowl.
fry.
Win a Super Bowl.
I bet. We'll do that.
All
We'll
right.
do that.
All right. Go for it.
I bet. We got you.
All right.
Say less.
This next game, this performance by the Buffalo Bills, it sings to me. It really does. I was floating watching this game.
I know you were. I was
I
watching
was
this
on
game. I was thinking
cloud
about you.
nine. Every fucking thing I said about the Bills all year came true. Everything. Josh Allen, inconsistency and turnovers. He was bad. No touchdowns passing. 1 turnover. But still, if he would have had 3 passing touchdowns with 1 pick, no one would say nothing.
Yeah.
0 touchdowns, 1 pick. Not great. Like 61% completion percentage. Not great. Probably what I was expecting out of them. They had absolutely no running game. Again, what I've been saying all year. They lost Von Miller. I came on here and said they ain't going nowhere because they lost their pass rush. What did they have? 1 sack by an all-pro linebacker.
Yep.
I was right again. Okay?
That's true.
No running game. Josh Allen didn't even run like he normally runs. 8 for 26, 3.5 per attempt.
Yep.
It's just they're not a contending team. They're not. And I keep saying it over and over and over and over and over. No one wants to listen to me. Okay? I hate talk show sports television. Nick Wright, much love to you, brother. Him and I been like this all year with the Bills. All year. Because I'll be watching them shows because I think some of their fucking segments are dope as shit. And I want to incorporate stuff into our show at some point. But but again, this is what the Bills do, okay? They're crowned the champions at the beginning of the season for doing what? Losing last year. In the divisional round.
That sounds a lot like the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, but the difference is Dallas was crowned a championship by a champion by their owner and Dallas fans. That's different compared to all of media. The Buffalo Bills were the Super Bowl favorite this year after losing in the divisional round last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they added pieces, but they were still the favorite after Von Miller went down. There's nothing about this team that says to me that this is a championship team because they have no run game. They have one receiver, one consistent receiver. Their defense is stacked, but they give up points.
Yeah.
They give up points. Their offensive line is a bottom 10 offensive line of football. No one talks about it, how bad their offensive line is. It's shit. It's really fucking bad. Name me one guy on their offensive line. Thank you. John Feliciano, I guess.
I was thinking that. I'm like,
I guess.
Is he a guy?
Cool. He's cool. He's cool. He's cool. I respect him.
Yeah.
He's cool.
I gotta give you props for that take all year. You stood on it, and here we are. 27-10.
I tried to warn you.
L
I
at
tried to warn
home.
you. I tried to warn you.
Look, I
About
fell
taking the Bills over the
I fell into the trap of the NFL script.
You got trapped.
I fell
I
into
saw
the
that.
trap of the NFL script. The whole DeMar Hamlin thing is like, bro, come on, it's fate. But no,
No, it's
you're
not.
right.
No, they're not fated to
That's cool.
win shit because they can't win shit because they're not them. They had the only
You're
defensive
not
coach
that guy, pal.
out of the final 8. They had the only defensive head coach left, and they had the worst offensive game out of all the teams, and that includes Dallas.
Yeah.
Because at least Dallas got more points on the board than they did and kept the other team in the striking range. They 27-10, and you're supposed to be a Super Bowl contender
At home too.
at home
In the snow.
in the snow.
In the cold.
Yeah. That's when you're supposed to run. Not throw 40 times and run 19. Run 11 with your running backs. And they've got good running backs. Devin Singletary is a guy.
Yeah.
He's a baby Christian McCaffrey. He can catch it out of the backfield consistently. He can run the ball well.
The problem is they want to score with style points. That doesn't win you games.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks good.
Their best chance was last year. That was their best opportunity because now they've got 10 guys that are worth $150 million alone next year.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs cap hit doubles. Josh Allen's triples. Von Miller's goes from $5 million to $20 million.
Sheesh.
And that's not including guys that they've had on the roster. John Feliciano is worth $12 million a year. Matt Milano. Jordan Poyer's a free agent. You got to pay him. Micah Hyde's coming back.
Yep.
They've got Ed Oliver needs an extension.
Yep.
And Ed Oliver is a slept-on defensive tackle.
Yeah, he is.
He really is. They've got some questions. Trey White.
Yep.
I mean, he was bad this year. He came off an ACL. I get it. He'll probably be better next year.
You're gonna
he'll probably be better next year. But his cap hit goes through the roof too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't see any way that this team gets better. I only see them getting worse, unless they get another Brian Daboll type offensive coordinator in there. But all these hotshot offensive coordinators that are coming up, they're all looking to be head coaches.
Yeah.
A lot of these coordinators aren't looking to stay the same role, going to a different team. They'd rather stick with their team that they're winning with, and then look forward to head coaching. So they're not. It's not looking good. And I thought about this earlier today. I made this point when I was chatting at work. Right. A lot of people are saying Josh Allen is Brett Favre. Right.
Yeah.
I think there's a better comp. Not necessarily stylistically, but Phillip Rivers.
Okay.
All the talent in the world in his prime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was consistently top 5 in passing, top 5 in touchdowns. Had great rosters around him. But Phillip Rivers lived in a world where Peyton Manning and Tom Brady existed.
Yeah.
And Drew Brees. Josh Allen lives in a world where Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence coming up, and Patrick Mahomes exist.
Yeah. It's tough.
You know what I'm saying?
It's really tough. Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it.
And I want to see Josh Allen succeed because I like Josh Allen. I really do. I want to see him succeed. I'm just stating the facts. It's no hate. It's all love. But
no, I feel you.
But I think he might have a Phillip Rivers type career. Did Phillip Rivers make a conference championship game a couple times? He did once. Josh Allen's done it once. He'll probably do it maybe a couple more times.
He made it. He made an AFC championship game against the undefeated Patriots on a torn ACL.
Yeah.
Almost won the game too.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen isn't a guy like Joe Burrow who can play with a G League fucking offensive line and make it to a Super Bowl. Yeah. He can't put up an MVP type season with a receiving core like Patrick Mahomes is. He can't pass as well to complement his running like Jalen Hurts can. Those to me are the top 3 quarterbacks in football. And honestly, after what we've seen these last couple weeks from Josh Allen, I kind of like Trevor Lawrence over him.
That's it.
It's those two are on the same level to me. And then it's to me, it's Patrick Mahomes up here, Joe Burrow right here, Jalen right underneath him, and then Josh Allen and Trevor Lawrence are sitting down there, and then it's everybody else.
Yeah.
So I mean, unless they get they still need talent. They need more talent. They need another off-ball linebacker. They need pass rush. They need to redo their offensive line. They need another receiver. And Dawson Knox, I like as a tight end. You and I have been talking about him all year, how he's an underrated tight end.
Yep.
They
got to retool.
They do.
They got to retool.
Yeah, they do. And they really, and it's not so like, and here's the problem with defensive head coaches. It'll take them 5 years to build a competent offensive line. Look at Mike Tomlin. Look at his offensive lines over the past couple of years after Pouncey left and Villanueva's done. You know what I mean? It takes time. Yeah. Andy Reid rebuilt an offensive line in one offseason. Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor rebuilt an offensive line in one offseason.
Yep.
So
Eagles have had an offensive line system in place since Jeff Stoutland got there in 2012.
Yeah, and once Jason Kelce goes and Lane Johnson go in the next couple of years, they've got guys behind them that can play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They may not be, certified number one anymore because you've got two first ballot Hall of Famers on your offensive line.
No doubt.
But you'll still be a competent, good offensive line.
Yeah.
So I hate to see the Bills fall like this because I love Josh Allen. I think Stephon Diggs is amazing. Even though Stephon Diggs is considered a great receiver, I still think he's underrated. I think he's third in the NFL behind Reek and J-Jet just because of how Stephon Diggs can do everything. Everything.
Yeah.
It's tough to see, but I saw it coming all year. You just and I keep hammering home this point. There's only a couple guys that we know can get it done. And the guys we know can get it done got it done this weekend.
That's facts.
Mm-hmm. Besides Brock Purdy, and like I said before, you're only going to get it done without a quarterback if you got an all-time defense, and they absolutely do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my whole rant about them. But yeah, I'll take that in the score column for me. Okay, that's a half-court heave for me all year. Chicken, barbecue chicken alert. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but looking at Cincy real quick. Jamar, hell of a game. Joe Mixon, hell of a game. Fucking Cam Taylor-Britt. I don't know if you saw his game, but he was incredible. He had 2 key pass breakups, and he had a pick.
Yeah, I did. I saw that.
I know Cam Taylor-Britt because I did a franchise of the Bengals last like the beginning of this Madden season. So I'm not that Shaq meme. I'm sorry. I'm just not familiar with your game. I know Cam Taylor-Britt. But
I am very familiar with your game. You can't fool me.
Yeah, I have to apologize. I wasn't too familiar with your game. That meme is fucking hilarious.
I know.
Yo, we need to go on here. We need to make a YouTube video looking at NFL memes.
Looking at what?
NFL memes.
We could do that. Reacting to the best NFL memes.
Yep.
All right. And then
last
matchup. We'll touch on this quick. Then we got to get into these matchups.
We don't have to talk about it too much because we talked about it off camera. But I'm not surprised at the outcome. 2 really, really good defenses. And the better team won. That's really all there is to it. Dak proved who he was again. He's Chuck Caramel, Kirk Cousins. So,
and that
is what it is.
That's what Amari Cooper said.
Yeah.
This offseason. Nobody wanted to listen, but here we are. Yeah, my thing about Dallas is and like you said, we were talking about this off camera. The expectation, at least for me in my eyes, coming into the season after the off season happened, my expectation was Dallas was going to take a step back and be fighting for a playoff spot in like the 9-8, 10-7 range. Just because you saw what they lost. They just let these guys go for nothing. Amari Cooper, Randy Gregory, who else is in there? Lyle Collins, just
that's another big
guys on their team, like staples, just gone. And it's like, how can you recover from that? And
Yeah.
you know, they started the season, they lost Dak for 6 weeks.
Tyron
It
Smith was
like,
out.
yeah. And it was like, damn, like it's like over, and it just started. And Cooper
Mhm.
Rush, you know, held the fort down 4-1, and then they got back, and you know, they with the help of a little bit of an easy schedule, which the NFC relatively had an easy schedule. They were able to keep the train going. I mean, their defense played elite this year. I think that's a huge part of it. And the main the common denominator is Dak Prescott.
Yep.
He missed 5 games and led the league in picks, which
Mhm.
is crazy.
Never
you look at
happened in the history of the NFL.
yeah, and look at this. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, our safety, missed 5 games, and he still leads the league in interceptions. Isn't
Mhm.
that crazy? They both lead the league in interceptions.
Yep.
And missed 5 games. But anyway, no, my point was, the expectations were met for the team, objectively speaking.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny to say that they keep falling short because the Cowboys fans and the Cowboys as an organization expect Super Bowl every year, which, like we were talking about, is understandable, and it's the right mindset to have.
And it's
But
not, but it's unrealistic.
yeah, it's like their personality,
Yeah.
and that you can't have it. But I think they have a quarterback situation to get taken care of and figure out. I don't think Dak Prescott's your guy. I mean, you live for that moment. Down 7, all 3 timeouts, just under 3 minutes ago in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You need one drive to put your team in a position to, you know, you got a top 5 defense, and you could get a stop.
Yeah.
Go score. Get the ball back, get in field goal range, win the game. It's that simple. And what does Dak Prescott do? 1st and 10, almost a pick. 2nd and 10, overthrows Gallup. 3rd and 10, I forget. I don't know if he took a sack or another incompletion, whatever. They punted. And then the 49ers ran the clock out, and then Dalton Schultz steps out of bounds 3 times, and they throw to Kevontae Turpin on a 6-yard slant in their own 20-yard line to end the game. That's on Dak.
Yeah.
It's not on the defense, because they did
the defense did their job against that offense.
They did a fantastic job. I mean, they held Christian McCaffrey in check in the first half, and they were getting interior pressure on Brock Purdy. He was running around like a headless chicken.
Mm-hmm.
He had some throws, which we'll get into the matchup, that I think Dallas laid the blueprint on how to beat these guys. But he had some throws where he was under pressure that should have been picked.
Yeah, he had his worst half as a pro.
Yeah.
That first half was his worst half as a pro.
Yeah.
And to put a bow on it, I actually have a comp for Dallas. This Dallas team this year is the Jared Goff, Sean McVay Rams. They've got the only difference is Sean McVay being a head coach helped them to that Super Bowl. That's it. But when you look at it, they've got stars everywhere. They just don't have the depth in the key places. And they don't have the quarterback that's just good enough to get it done.
Yeah.
That's what
that
it comes
showed.
down to. Mm-hmm.
That showed in the 49ers in the game against the 49ers. Second half, they were doing a fantastic job getting pressure, keeping their skill players in check, Christian McCaffrey especially. Second half, what happens? That touchdown drive, 60 of the 94-yard drive is Christian McCaffrey runs.
Yep.
Brock Purdy, 12 of his 19 completions over the middle to the right side. He was able to get a couple off. And the fatigue set in. You saw it. They started to get things going. They got into a rhythm. Yeah.
Yep. But I think the game went exactly how I thought it was going to go. So
I agree. And again, we get to sit here. 4 playoff games in the last 29 years for Dallas. It's amazing.
Yep.
Like Kanye says, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Let's continue.
let's continue. Conference championship week. The Gladiators are still in the dance, the tournament. It is that point where shit is going to get real. It's already gotten real, but now you got the 4 best teams in the league vying for a chance to go to the Super Bowl in Glendale.
Mm-hmm.
Which one you want to start with?
Let's start Bengals Chiefs.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. You and I are indifferent on both these games, I assume.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm taking the Chiefs. And the Pat Mahomes injury is scary, but Patrick Mahomes is really good when he's throwing on the run. But if he's got to stay in the pocket, well, you've got the best pocket passer in the NFL. So, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I don't see that there's going to be a drop off. If anything, he's going to be more careful because he can't extend plays. You know what I mean? It's going to be quick 1-2 throw all game. And we're going to see, I think we're going to see a lot of Andy Reid's coveted screen game that he was so well known for in Philly and in the beginning of Alex Smith in Kansas City. I think we're going to see a lot of that. And they've got some guys that can play off the screen, especially they've got some quick offensive linemen that can get out. I think the Bengals are a better overall team, but I don't see them winning in Kansas City 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
I think Patrick Mahomes is too good. I think Andy Reid is too good. I think we're giving Zach Taylor his rightful deserved flowers. He's not close to Andy Reid. It's not close.
I don't know. He's got that bunch playing really good football right now.
Yeah,
right time.
but I don't know. I mean, I still don't think it's close. I mean, is Zach Taylor a top 5 coach?
Got to be debated.
It's debatable. My point is Andy Reid's the consensus one, in my opinion.
I guess so.
If it's not him, it's Shanahan. But Andy Reid's done more than Shanahan over the past couple of years.
Right. He's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, won a Super Bowl, made it to 2.
Yeah.
5 straight AFC Championship games.
Yeah.
So
actually, no, he's made it to 3.
What, Super Bowls?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he did one with the Eagles.
Yeah.
But no, like I was more so just thinking since like Kyle Shanahan's been in San Fran.
Right.
But,
I got you.
But no, I don't see a world where the Bengals. I think it's gonna be a close game, and I won't be surprised if the Bengals win. Again, I know I keep saying that with a lot of games.
Yeah.
But I mean, I haven't been wrong yet this year. I have no reason to believe I'm gonna be. This is the game where I'm most nervous about that I'll be wrong.
Because I mean, look, the Patrick Mahomes injury does not help at all. I'll give you my thoughts to this. You know, the media was giving a lot of hell for Jalen's shoulder injury and how he'd come back. How is it going to look? How's it going to look? They should be giving the same attention to Patrick Mahomes' injury. Like, you know what I mean? That high ankle sprains are very, very rough. And, you know, I was watching the Green Light podcast. I think it's called a Chris Long's podcast. And he was talking about this Patrick Mahomes situation. And he said, he's like, look, I played on a high ankle sprain. It depends like where it is and how severe. He played on a high ankle sprain and like it was contract year, so he had to play. They shot it up or whatever. And it's tough. It's really tough. I think one of the stats that he said of Patrick Mahomes' game in the red zone particularly, I want to say his snap to throw is like 3.4 seconds. So he's extending plays for the majority of the trips to the red zone.
Mhm.
And if he can't run the way that he can, which your counter argument with the screen game totally makes sense. I'm sure that Andy Reid will adjust. I have no question about that. But listen, that's all fine and dandy, but you can have a plan all you want until you get punched in the mouth. What are you going to do? If he can't escape pressure and make those off sequence plays to the ability that Patrick Mahomes does, and we all know that he can do, it's going to be a long day, man. It's going to be a long day. And the Cincinnati Bengals, they're playing very good football at the right time. They're peaking at the right time. They got a bunch of guys, not like guys, but they got a group of guys, and they have a really good defensive system right now. And the Chiefs defense as a whole isn't really all that much to write home about. You know what I mean? I mean, Chris Jones and their front has been amazing, but when you look, at their secondary matchup against Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, it's going to be a tough matchup. So it all really rides for me on how Patrick Mahomes looks. Is he able to extend plays? Is he able to do Patrick Mahomes things? If he can't, and he's going to struggle, I think it's going to be a long day. I think the Bengals are going to win and punch their ticket to the Super Bowl, which I think is probably going to happen. But if Patrick Mahomes is able to do Patrick Mahomes things, there's no reason why KC can't win.
Yeah.
I think this is a coin flip, but knowing how hard it is to play on a high ankle sprain and how much Patrick Mahomes relies on being able to extend plays with his legs, and how, in comparison to how Cincinnati's playing right now, I got to ride with the Bengals, bro.
I respect, and to rebuttal it, I kind of had a feeling you were going to bring this up, the out of the pocket stuff. Because I saw that Chris Long thing. The other issue too, kind of with the ankle, is the strength, because it's his right foot, so he's going to be using that to drive the ball.
Yeah, it's the back foot.
My counter argument with that is they're not a deep ball team anymore.
No,
they're not.
No, and you noticed I didn't really mention the back foot like that, because they're not a deep ball team.
The other argument I have too is I looked up while you were talking about this. I looked up a stat in the red zone, out of pocket. Okay, Patrick Mahomes, 67% of the time tends to go to his right. Okay, that's the weakness of the Bengals defense, is their right side.
Yeah,
Sam Hubbard's cool. Logan Wilson's on the left side as a linebacker. Jermaine Pratt tends to play on the left side because the safety tends to come down to the right. And Trey Hendrickson is on the left side. I still think he's going to have as much time rolling out of the pocket as he does, as he did without, fully healthy. So I don't feel like that's going to matter too much. I still think he's going to be able to get outside the pocket. That's really all that matters. Maybe the running aspect of it, but a lot of times he's not running it too much outside of the pocket.
Yeah.
He's throwing that bitch. He's waiting for somebody to get open. I think if he could get outside the pocket, because it's not like they have speed rushers, okay? Trey Hendrickson is a power guy. They have a nose tackle playing rusty tackle and DJ Reader. So I think he's going to have the time to get outside the pocket, especially in the red zone.
We'll see.
And my whole thing is, if they help off, if a corner comes down or a safety comes down to cover him or to sack him out of the pocket, he's going to light that bitch up. So
yeah,
that's my counter argument with that.
If he's able to do those things and do them efficiently enough to win the game, all right, that's fine. But that's my biggest question mark is quarterback play. And that's really the theme for my breakdown of both these matchups is the quarterback play. Just because, Patrick Mahomes is dealing with the injury. We don't know what it's going to look like. Obviously, he really struggled in that second half,
Yeah.
but they squeaked out with the dub. Cincinnati's a better team than Jacksonville. I mean, Jacksonville has a really good defense.
Yep.
But yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, I honestly think it's gonna be a coin flip, but
I kind of do
my main
too.
thing.
I kind of do too, but in a coin flip game, I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes.
I respect it.
Mhm.
At home too. Yeah, I respect it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough. But at the same time, Cincinnati's gone in there and won. So
Yes. They have.
so again,
We'll see. We'll see.
it all rides on Pat Mahomes, in my opinion.
It does. I agree. This next game.
Yep, Niners going into the link to take on my birds. I'm hype. I mean, the excitement from not only me but the entire fan base. And it's only Wednesday. It's electric. This is an electric matchup. A clash of absolute titans, probably two of the best in the league. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say whoever wins this matchup is most likely to win the Super Bowl, in my opinion. Just because of how good these teams are. These are probably two of the most complete teams in football. Facing off for a chance to go win it all.
So that's with the precedent in mind that they're going to play the Bengals, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think the Niners are going to beat the Chiefs.
No,
I don't. Here I'm going to give you my argument because I'm obviously taking the Niners.
That's crazy, bro. But I respect it.
It's no hate towards the Eagles. I know. They're running into a buzzsaw. And one of the arguments for the Niners is you're going to feel different about it because you're an Eagles fan, but I think they have the best roster in football. I think they do. You look at every meeting room. You could walk into every meeting room except for quarterback, obviously, because it's rookie. You could walk into every meeting room and you have a first-team All-Pro in every room. Every single one, okay? You walk into the running back room, there's Christian McCaffrey, 2019 All-Pro. And he's playing just as well as he was then. You walk into the tight end room, you got George Kittle, the second best tight end in football. All-Pro. You walk into the receiver room, you got Debo. All-Pro. You walk into the DB room. You got Talanoa Hufanga, All-Pro.
I can make the same argument for the Eagles.
You can't.
Yes, I can.
I fact-checked this. You walk into the linebacker room, All-Pro. Best linebacker in football. And they still have Drake Greenlaw sitting in that room too. You walk into the defensive line, you got Nick Bosa, All-Pro. You walk into the offensive line room, you have Trent Williams, the best left tackle in football, unquestioned. So they have an All-Pro everywhere. And then I don't know. I really think the Niners are better. I really do.
I don't.
I really do.
I think the Eagles are especially better in the trenches. And that's really where this game is going to be determined, is the trenches. They're deeper at defensive line.
They are.
No
They're
questions
deeper.
asked.
Mm-hmm.
They got all pros. We got all pros. Let's go, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
AJ Brown, all pro. Jalen Hurts, all pro. Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, all pros. Hassan Reddick on the defensive side, all pro. Josh Sweat, all pro. Sure, they don't have any all pro linebackers, but TJ Edwards is playing at a tremendously high level. He commands the defense. He's the guy that gets the calls and stuff. And Kaiser White too. He's had some bad looking games, but over the last few, he's picked it back up, and he's had a really good year as well. The best linebackers the Eagles have had ever, probably. And then you look at the secondary: Darius Slay, all pro. James Bradbury, all pro. Dallas Goedert on the offensive side of the ball, top 5 tight end in the league. Should be an all-pro. He's not, but it's cool. Yeah, it's going to be – listen, it's going to be an this is the game. This is the game. The 2 of the best rosters in the league.
Yeah.
Sure, the Niners probably have an AP all-pro at most positions, but I think the Eagles are
Every
constructed
position.
more complete and complementary compared to the Niners.
Here's
But again,
yeah,
it's not going to matter strictly on my guy is better than your guy. You know what I mean?
I think that's what this game's going to come down to.
I think this game's going to come down to the play of the quarterbacks. I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a better game than Brock Purdy. I mean, both of these teams are going to struggle with the defenses.
Yep.
It's just going to be a matter of who's able to play better in spite of said defenses. And we've seen. This brings me to my point about how Dallas laid the blueprint. We've seen last week in the first half, Dallas stopped. They held McCaffrey in check. They're holding Debo, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle for the most part in check. And they were getting pressure interior and on the edges on Brock Purdy, forcing him to roll out and make questionable decisions, questionable throws. And then in the second half, because Dallas does not have the rotation, fatigue sets in. They're not getting as much pressure. They're able to start getting into a rhythm. The Eagles have 2 starting defensive lines rotating in and out. They can get consistent pressure on Brock Purdy. He's going to be tattooed. Hassan Reddick is going to have a field day. And if they disrupt the timing and hold Christian McCaffrey in check, it's going to be a long day for Brock Purdy. It's going to be a long day. Now, obviously, on the offensive side of the ball, it's going to be hard to get that run game going. But I like the one-on-one matchups on the outside with the 49ers corners, the A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. If that's the route they want to go, I think you can also incorporate Dallas Goedert in this game too, because the 49ers have struggled against tight ends throughout the year. And we saw last week the Giants struggled against Dallas Goedert. I mean, he didn't have a whole bunch of yards, but 5 receptions. I think it was like 60 yards, something like that. And a TUD, almost 2. It's going to be a 40 chess match for sure. And again, really the main thing for me, it's going to be whichever quarterback plays better. And I have no reason to believe that it's not going to be Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Okay. So with the linebacker thing you brought up with TJ Edwards and Kaiser White, you're overrating them.
How?
You just are.
How?
You just are, because they're a middle of the pack linebacker core, middle of the pack. They're decent. They're not great. They're not good.
They're good,
decent.
Bro.
They're decent.
They're not decent. They're good.
Okay. How has Brock Purdy been making his money?
Over the middle and on the right side of the field.
Okay.
That starts with getting pressure.
Okay.
Because we saw it in the Seattle game.
Look at
the Dallas game.
Look at these linebacker cores. Here's my point, though. He won the games. And another one. Look at the linebacking cores that he's faced since he's been in the league, okay? Dolphins. Don't have shit at linebacker. Exposed them in the short game. Buccaneers. Levante David, not as great as he once was. Devin Smith fell off the face of the planet this year. You said that last pod.
Yeah.
Seahawks. No linebacking core. Jordan Brooks is a tackle machine. That's it. He's not good in coverage.
Yeah.
Commanders. They don't really have a linebacker. Raiders. They don't have a linebacker. The Cardinals. They don't have a linebacker. The Seahawks, again, we said. The Cowboys, they don't have a linebacker. And I'm sorry, the Eagles linebacking core isn't that good.
That's cap.
It's
That
not
is
good.
cap.
It's not that good.
It's cap.
It's not that good. Brock Purdy will feast over the middle. He will.
If he has the time to feast over the middle, maybe.
You don't need a lot of time to feast over the middle.
I'm just saying, bro. You're severe. You're underrating the crap at it. Listen, TJ Edwards has been a dog this year, and I will be honest. They've been able to pick on Kaiser White a little bit, and kind of TJ Edwards too, a little bit in pass pro. But they're really, really, really solid. Really solid.
They're decent.
It's been one of the major differences of our team this year is the linebacker play that we've gotten from those two. They've been playing at high levels all year. I mean, you look last year, we had TJ Edwards was the standout. Who else did we have?
Here's my
Alex
thing, though.
Singleton.
They might be good. What the hell are you going to do in a 3-man slant with Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, and Deebo Samuel coming over the middle? What the fuck do you do about that with those linebackers?
You're not going to have to
Nothing.
worry. You also have the guys on the outside. It honestly depends on coverage. It's going to be a huge game to see what Jonathan Gannon decides. I'm really intrigued to see what he does about containing those playmakers. I wish I could tell you I'm not Jonathan Gannon. I couldn't tell you exactly how to stop him, but I'm intrigued to see his plan because Dallas, yeah, like you said, Dallas doesn't have linebackers. Well, Deebo Samuel didn't really do much. He had one really explosive play. That was really about it.
Here's my
Brandon
whole thing.
Ayuk
Though. Here's my whole
didn't
thing.
really do
though.
much. George Kittle did get off, but it's gonna be tough.
Here's my whole thing, though. Like, even if they didn't put up the numbers, they won. They won. And that's all that's going to matter. Christian McCaffrey could have 55 carries for 250 yards and win without the other guys doing nothing. It's a win. I don't know, dude. The Eagles' defense this year has been more vulnerable than the Niners. And I do think the Niners will have their handful on offense, but
for sure.
I don't know. I think the best unit on the field this weekend is the Niners defense. And that's what's going to win them the game.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I do. And you're kind of sleep.
So.
Their corners aren't great.
Not only that, but the Niners, you look at their losses this year have all been against mobile quarterbacks. That they struggle against mobile quarterbacks. Sure, they played Justin Fields week 1. That's kind of a wash. Marcus Mariota, 8. Russell Wilson, 8. Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Let's slow our roll a little bit.
I'm just saying.
8. That Russell Wilson 8. They scored 11 points. Russell Wilson was 20 of 33 for 184. Let's calm down.
I'm just saying, an L is an L, right? A W is a W.
Yes, you're totally right. But let's let's not.
I'm not saying that the Eagles are going to put them in a pack. That's not what I'm saying. But I like how they match up. I think the key matchups for the Eagles are going to be trenches, and I think the Eagles, they're better in the trenches on both sides than the Niners. And the other key for me is going to be quarterback play. And it kind of piggybacks off of the trenches. I think Jalen Hurts is going to play better. I think he's going to play better than Brock Purdy. That's going to be the difference. Trenches, quarterback play, stopping the run for both teams. I think whoever is able to do those three things the best is going to win. I think the Eagles do those things the best this game.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know they struggle against the run. I know I like the thing with whole Saquon this past week floating around. he broke off one big run, which inflated the crap out of his stats. Other than that, he wasn't doing anything.
I hate that argument. I hate that argument because you can't take away. You can't take something away and say he was bad. He got that run, and they won the game. You can't do that. I hate when people do that.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
you don't think he can break one? You don't think he could have a bad game against the Eagles and break one off?
Yeah, but he broke one off. They were down 28-0. Didn't matter at that point. When you look at it, when it mattered, when it was like what, even score, one score, even two scores.
Yeah,
they were doing a good job of stopping them. That's my thing. I think the Eagles are getting a lot of disrespect.
I'm not trying to disrespect them. I just think the Niners are better.
I don't. I think they're both two of the best teams. I think they're the two best teams left. I think the Eagles are slightly better. And not only that, they're at the link, and we know how the link is during the playoffs.
Yeah.
They asked Debo about it, and you could hear it in his voice. He was a little shook. He was shook talking about it. He's like, yeah, we're ready. You know, we really don't really worry about that, and blah 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 blah. But his eyes were wide, like he saw a ghost, and you know he had that scared voice, bro. They do not know what they're getting into. That is the other element. That's the other element, the atmosphere.
Yeah, but
it's going to be loud. It's going to be rocking. As hard as it is for Eagles fans to get tickets, you think the Niners fans are going to take over the stadium? Hell no.
Well, no.
It's going to be tough.
Another thing too is though,
that's a tough place to come in and play.
My other thing is too though, like Jalen Hurts might outplay Brock Purdy, but Brock Purdy's undefeated and he's been outplayed 4 times. I just looked at all the stats of the games that he's played in. He's been outplayed before and still has won.
I'm just saying. They haven't played a front like this all year with Brock Purdy at quarterback. You rattled off all those teams. The one closest was Dallas. And you saw the problems that it gave in the first half. He looked terrible. Absolutely terrible. He had no time to think about what his name was. Or who the president is.
But he won the game.
That's cool.
It don't matter if he threw for 505
cool. I'm just saying.
Listen,
Dallas laid the reason why Dallas couldn't get it done is because they didn't have the personnel to keep it going.
Yeah.
They didn't have the personnel to keep the pressure going. The Eagles have the personnel to consistently, from opening kickoff to final whistle, get pressure on Brock Purdy and disrupt the timing. That's going to be the key. The guys on the outside are going to have to play physical. The guys up front are going to have to get home. Jonathan Gannon is going to have to be very multiple with his coverages and his calls. They're going to have to disguise a lot of things. I saw a lot of wrinkles watching some of the all-22 against the Giants that I liked. He sent inside pressure, sat the ends out in coverage, and it confused Daniel Jones. That's just one thing that I liked, but it's gonna be contingent on interior pressure, trench play, quarterback play, game plan. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
I'm sorry, but the Niners are coming out with the better game plan. That should already be a fact.
I don't know, bro.
It's Kyle fucking Shanahan, dude.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
That shouldn't even be a question. The fact they're even making the argument that they're going to come out with a better game plan is ludicrous to me.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
It's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's there to be had.
I respect it. But no, like all things considered, we both made some really fucking good arguments. I think this game's a coin flip too. I really do.
I think it's gonna be tough. I don't see the Eagles dropping this game with everything on the line and the guys that they have on this roster who've been to the Super Bowl before. I mean, the Niners have guys that have been there too before, but the Eagles have guys that have won Super Bowls before, and just how their leaders have been approaching this. Like Jalen Hurts spoke today. Like I said earlier, the one reporter asked him, "Have you been able to like take a moment and kind of reflect on your journey so far and like everything that's happened?" He's like, "I'm not that kind of person because I ain't done yet. Job not finished. Why you're up 2-0. You're not smiling? Why aren't you smiling? Job not finished. Job finished?
Yeah.
I don't think so."
Another thing
they
is
are
too, though.
starving for this. They're
The other thing
starving
is too,
for it.
the Eagles are saying all the right things, but I think real G's move in silence like lasagna. We haven't heard shit out of the Niners. Nothing.
I don't know, bro.
Who's to say they're not as locked in and hungry as the Eagles?
I'm not saying that they're not, but I've seen everything. I've heard everything.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Eagles are going to be ready to go on Sunday.
I know the Niners
and they're
will
going
be
to
too.
be playing at 100%. They might have Avonte Maddox back for this game. That would be huge.
Avonte Maddox is not a great corner.
He is a top slot corner in this league, bro. What are you talking about?
He's cool.
What are we talking about?
He's cool.
You are asleep. Yeah, he's cool. He's a top slot guy in this league. Him and CJ, GJ are in the same conversation. We look at slot corner.
Avonte Maddox is cool.
He is great.
Oh, my God.
Look at the Dallas game. After he went out, CeeDee Lamb was eating in the slot. Eating.
Yeah, because they had a backup in.
No, well, yeah. Avonte Maddox was
backup.
not there. He was clamping CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All
You
right.
sleep. You are severely asleep. I know what you're doing, and I see right through it. You are instigating.
No,
Eagles
I'm not.
linebackers are not good.
They're
Avonte
not,
Maddox
I'm not
is
saying
just
they're not good.
some
I'm saying they're
random
decent.
guy.
They're decent.
He's a guy. The Eagles linebackers are more than decent, and Avonte Maddox is a top slot guy in this league. It's the reason why he got paid like one last year.
Avonte Maddox is not a top 20 corner in football.
I mean, look, not top 20. But
There's a reason he's in the slot. It's because he can't play the boundary.
yeah, that's cool. I didn't say he was top corner in the league. I said top slot corner in the league. That's cool.
Okay.
I know. I've been through that experiment with him on the outside. He's decent. He's not great. But he's not terrible either. But he's not great. Where he really excels is the slot. And to have Darius Slay and James Bradbury on the outside and have him just feast in that role. We saw it last year when it was Slay and Steven Nelson and they had Maddox in the slot. He had Pro Bowl consideration last year. And got a huge extension, all that. So it'll be huge if they're able to get him, but if not, I still am confident because they'll have CJ there. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna like I said, it's gonna be a 4D chess match, and I'm ready.
I don't think it's going to be a chess match, bro.
I think it
because
is.
Nick Sirianni's not on the level of Kyle Shanahan.
That remains to be seen, bro. That remains to be seen.
Well, exactly. We haven't seen it yet. So let's not do it yet. Let's not say they are yet.
I'm just saying. I know what I've seen. I know what I saw Dallas do to the 49ers last week that worked, that I know the Eagles can consistently do.
Who's to say the Niners are going to adjust?
We'll see.
All right. We'll see.
Who's not to say the Eagles won't adjust?
We'll see.
All right.
All right.
I got the Birds
Respect.
by a
respect it.
mile. Yeah, I went on Philly Mike's
Mhm.
live call-in last night. Shout out Philly Mike. That's my dog. Shout out us out. You know what I said? You're gonna love it. You know what I said at the end? He said, "What's your score prediction?" I said, "This is gonna go one of two ways, both with the Birds winning. Either it's gonna be defensive grudge match, low scoring, close game. Eagles come out kind of like the Falcons game, the 2017 divisional round. They won 15-10, went down to the wire. It's either going to be that or it's going to be a pack watch. Pack watch. Which realistically is probably going to be the low scoring defensive
Probably.
grudge match.
I'd probably take the under on this game, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I think the line is like 48 or 46.
Yeah, under. Under.
But
I won't be surprised if neither of these, whoever wins, I won't be surprised if neither of these teams don't score over 20.
I think the Eagles are very capable of scoring over 20.
I also think the Niners are too, but I won't surprise me either way.
Yeah.
And again, like, I know I made a lot of arguments for the Niners, though. I am hoping for a Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl. I think that's the best thing to watch, personally. So let me put that out there, just so you don't think I'm trying to disrespect.
It's too late for that, bro. You listen,
No.
just like
I
John
was
Morant
just
said, bro.
making-
Stay over there, bro.
Bro, I'm
Don't need
not
to
counting
switch
the
up.
Eagles out. I'm not
Don't need
counting
to
them out.
switch up, bro. Stay over there.
I've been saying for weeks that I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles made a run. I wouldn't be surprised.
I know.
I'm just basing it off of what I see and what I think is going to happen. I could be wrong. That's fine. It benefits me more because I get a better Super Bowl matchup.
Yeah.
I'd rather see the Eagles in the Super Bowl than the Niners.
So would I.
Well, of course you would. But
Well, yeah, bro.
yeah.
Like, come
Yeah,
on.
fuck yeah. I hope you wouldn't want to see the Niners.
No.
Yeah.
That'd be 2 in the last 6 years for me.
Yeah.
I've been able to witness with my own eyes.
Yeah.
That's something Dallas fans can't say that are our age. Ain't that
Facts.
crazy?
Yeah.
That's just
I've seen my team go to the AFC Championship game twice.
ain't that crazy, bro? That is
Yeah.
nuts.
That's
That's
wild.
nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
Not that I
Yeah,
was watching football back then, but I seen the film.
I seen the
So what are we saying? Real quick, I want to get into a rumor mill. What do we think? Who's going to be the Jets quarterback?
bro. Is it? I think it's too early to be talking about that. But
But the rumors.
Aaron Rodgers,
I'm sweating.
Derek
Dude.
Carr.
I want your opinion. Who do you think's the best option for the Eagles?
Huh?
Jets. The
I was about to
Jets.
say, bro, what are you talking about?
The other green team.
What are we talking about
Yeah,
here?
the other
The
green
best
team.
option.
People were.
Ah.
I was telling people at work that I want Derek Carr over Lamar and Aaron Rodgers, and everyone looked at me crazy.
Derek Carr is probably your cheapest option, so I get it.
It's not.
He's an
It's not even
upgrade of
about
what
that.
you guys have.
It's not even about that.
But
We're
he's
built.
the cheapest of those two.
Yeah, but that's not even my thing though. Like, I'm not basing it off of what we're going to give up for him. I'm basing it off of not just this year, next year, and the following year, because we've got a team that can compete for a few years because we're so young.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, we don't know if he's playing this year one. We don't know if he's going to play the following year two. Lamar, I don't like a guy that doesn't show up for his team. I mean, I didn't expect him to play, but I mean, be at the stadium. I didn't expect that shit. I don't want that for my team.
I don't know, bro.
We need a guy that can go in there, be a voice, and play good to great football. I know Derek Carr can do both those things.
Yeah.
Because
I think
this defense, if
think
we
it's
can
a
add
little-
pieces to it,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It'd
saying.
be a dangerous team in the
Could be a
AFC. I
problem.
think it's a little too early to be talking about it, just in my opinion. Just because, I mean, still, early, okay, we have Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, all that coming out. Let's give it like a month, bro. We still got football to play.
My whole thing is, though, Derek Carr might be the quarterback for the Jets in 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah. Look, bro, honestly, I couldn't give a shit.
who do you think is the best guy?
If I'm looking at it, I'm looking at it from a money standpoint. So I'll say Derek Carr, just because he is by far going to be the cheapest option out of those two. Aaron Rodgers is number one at King's ransom. I mean, he's signed to the Packers. What are they going to do? Trade him?
Here's my thing, though.
That's going to be a King's ransom for Aaron Rodgers.
We
And
only
number
owe
two, Lamar
him.
Jackson is going to want like $15 billion.
Yeah, Lamar's not even on my radar. Aaron Rodgers is the only reason why we're not paying that whole salary. We only pay like 19 to 20 million if he comes to us.
Yeah. Which, you
But
know what?
I don't want to deal with the bullshit that we
Yeah.
get from Aaron Rodgers. I love Aaron Rodgers. And, like, I'm not putting him in the wrong. I don't think he's wrong for, like, a lot of the things that he's done. I'm not really
Well, if
one
you're
of those
paying him
people.
19 to 20 a year, then
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, bro. But you're gonna have to. The problem with that is you're gonna have to find a replacement.
Exactly.
Jordan
That's
Love.
my problem. I don't need to replace Derek Carr.
You might.
I think Derek Carr is better than Dak. I think he's better than Kirk.
They're in the same conversation, I think.
I still think he's better, though, because we haven't seen Derek Carr lose them games consistently. Of course, every quarterback loses a game for their team here and there, unless they're a top guy. But I mean, like, you know. All right, let's wrap it up because I got to
All right.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck the Niners. Go Birds. 38-7. Yeah. I forgot. My bad. I stepped on your toes. You're the one that does
Yeah, I don't know what
outro.
that was all about. You already know what it is. Day One Podcast. Back at it again. Like, subscribe, comment on a boat, on a bus, on a plane, wherever you can get internet to go on YouTube and leave a subscription. Don't forget to leave a subscription.
Tell a friend to tell a
Tell
friend.
a friend. Yeah, tell a friend. Yes. You got to tell all your friends, tell your animals,
Your mom.
tweet at Pat McAfee, all that stuff.
Let Philip Mike know.
Yeah. And I want to start seeing some comments, some things you want us to discuss on the pod.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? It's going to get pretty dry soon. I mean, I'm going to be heavy into basketball. I could talk about basketball twice as long as I can talk about football. But, it's going to be a bit of a snooze fest if my homie over here doesn't lock in.
I'm gonna have to lock in, bro.
Lock into the season. So,
Word.
but yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe on a boat, on a bus, on a plane. Tell a friend. It's the Day One Pod. I'm Kyle. That's Anthony. See y'all later.
Peace.